Hello again, guys, and this is Andrew Wright with another Review the Right Thing, talking about some more toys, doing an unboxing. I was going through some boxes today, had to throw some boxes for figures away because I just have too many boxes, and there is packaging that I really like a lot that I just can't bring myself to throw away and I want to keep, so other packaging just had to go. I mean, I'm not a mint on card collector. There are some things I haven't opened, which is what I'm going to be doing with these today. And a lot of the things I haven't opened aren't really just because not because I didn't want to open them. Some things I just think look really nice on the card, so I just kept them carded. But things I have opened, I can't keep all my boxes. I'm not a collector of boxes, I'm a collector of figures. So I had to get rid of some stuff. A lot of the carded packaging that I've opened up that is just sitting in boxes, I can't just hold on to those, so I've got to get rid of it. So kept some of the more boxes, I can save those. But anyways, what made me want to open these today then was because I was seeing a post about Superman just celebrated 82 years since Action #1. What's your favorite Superman figure? Well, I don't have one besides this guy, and he's also part of this set from SDCC. They were NECA exclusives from last year, and I've just never opened them. But you know what? I'm going to open them because figures can't stay boxed forever. And I want to play with this Superman, and I want to play with this Alien, and I want to play with this Predator, and this Batman. And I think they're going to be incredible. So, let's take a look together. Let's get them opened up. So let's get a nice close look at this box before I open it up. Sorry, there's a glare, but we got the Alien Xenomorph over there, and the beautiful looking Superman. So like I said, there's a glare, but we're going to get them out and take a look. Batman and Predator packaging. Predator, different accessories. Batman, armored. Glare's not as bad here, but we're going to still open it up and take a look at both of these guys. We're going to start with Superman because I think he's my favorite out of all these NECA SDCCs. Changed out his head, so this is not the head that it comes with, just because I really like the blast effect. So I put the shorter one on just because it's like his eyes are lit up, getting ready to fire on somebody. So I just really thought that was a cool piece. Comes right out very easily. There's a nice little slot, and peg just sits right in. Oops. It is also notched, kind of, so it goes over his nose. And it fits in there perfect. But anyways, this is a great looking figure. Cloth cape is awesome. I did keep this little tag on there to preserve that S. There's this little blemish here though, and I'm not sure what that is. So, I hope it's not a defect, but it could be. Either way, awesome cape. Love the cloth arms, are nice and smooth. Straight up, swivel 360. Twist at the bicep, double elbow, past 90. He can punch himself in the face. Head look up a little bit. Head looks down pretty well. And we got some swivel. Little bit of pivot. Ab crunch isn't very much. You get one notch forward. He does not go back. The plastic kind of blocks him from getting any kind of backward motion. Leg forward, leg back, double knee, can almost touch. Foot down, full rocker back, barely any at all. Does have some toe articulation. It's pretty tight. Only thing I really didn't mess with earlier when I was playing with him. So that'll have to loosen up with some heat. Anyways, like I said, it's awesome. I mean, some great detail in here. Almost looks like his suit's wrinkled up a little bit. Anyways, I really like this Superman figure. It's the only Superman figure I own at the moment, but I think he's pretty damn cool. Packaged with him is the Alien. And this one's pretty sweet too. Has some issues. We'll get to those in a minute. Do love this translucent, like purple they use on the top. It's really awesome. His mouth does open, although I'm not sure if you can pull the little guy out. Arm up. It does 360 in the socket. You got elbow. Elbow doesn't go past 90, but maybe a little bit. Legs, we have multiple points, but we'll get there in a minute. Here's leg out. Obviously goes out pretty far because he's going to be hunched over a lot of times. Leg back doesn't really go back because of the way the tail and the leg meet. He has double knee though there, so he could kick his own butt, but then there's also articulation here, but it only goes back to straight. It's more for a forward, like a bird's foot. This does not pivot, but it swivels at the foot, and there's a little foot rocker in the toe, and the hands also close. Pretty cool. So there's some good articulation in this. Also doesn't split very far because of where these meet. But out of the box, I had some issues with this. You can kind of tell his leg bow's pretty bad. And this thing is super loose. As you can see, just bloop. So shouldn't be able to just knock that like that. So it doesn't support any weight, unfortunately. However, from design-wise, basically pretty much just like any of the other Alien figures that NECA has produced. So lots of great detail. And like I said, I love that paint job there. I think that color is sweet. So I love how you can see a lot of his like veins and just the different effects of the alien skin. It's pretty sweet. Lots of fine detail in here in the ribs. So overall, great figure, but there is some design flaws. Well, maybe not design flaws, but just packaging defects from, unfortunately, that. Oh, and the tail does bend just like most of the other Alien figures if you're familiar with those, so you can kind of get some posability out of the tail. So pretty awesome figure. Happy with that first set of the Superman and Alien set. Next we have Batman. Another figure that they did some awesome job with the detail. His armor has a lot of battle damage, as you can see. It looks pretty sweet. Helmet's pretty cool. So, my gripes right off the bat, I already have the visor packed away because I did the accessories at the beginning because I'm not going to be posting them with a lot of these accessories. The visor just sits on there and doesn't actually clip in anywhere, and unfortunately just falls off. So it looks cool, so I have it in some pictures, but I'm not going to keep it on there. Second gripe, these things, leg armor, just like slides off. So when I was messing with some posability earlier, these just kept coming off, and it was like, ah! But anyways, great figure. Still got some cloth cape, which I always love the cloth goods, so I wish they were wired, but otherwise, I love the movement you can get out of a cloth cape. Anyways, we got some great articulation. Double elbow joints, so he goes past 90, but he does kind of get in the way of his arm gauntlets here. He will split. Arm won't go 360 because this shoulder pad gets in the way. So he actually doesn't really make it much past almost 90 degrees. It's pretty forgiving overall. This thing does kind of move. It feels like it's its own separate piece. It doesn't come off, but it gives that kind of realistic wear to it. And we got bicep swivel, some wrist and hand movement, so it does bend, also twists. Leg forward, leg back. Not much foot pivot because of his armor, again, gets in the way. This might come off though, because it seems like a lot of this stuff besides this does slide off, so maybe then you could get some more movement, but otherwise slight pivot, but it stops. Also slight forward, but it stops. Slight up, but again, it stops. You do have the toe movement again, so that's nice. And ab crunch, again, like the Superman, there's very little room here in the back for him to do a back crunch, whatever. Backward arch, but forward arch goes one, basically, notch forward. And we get some head swivel, head up, head a little bit down. But like I said, overall, this thing's awesome. I'm really happy I opened him up. However, like I said, a couple small minor gripes, but otherwise, this guy, Armored Batman, sick. Two accessories I'm going to show off because I packed them all up But he also comes with this little disc that kind of fits on his fingers. Also this staff, bladed staff. Some cool detail in that as well. But I am going to pose him with this, so that's why I didn't put it back in the box. And anyways, I'm also not going to take it out of the hand while I do the review. I'll just do everything else. But I did change out the head at the very beginning because I like the unmasked look. The mandible, the detail in the head is always really awesome, so I'm just a fan of having the unmasked predators. And anyways, similar articulation to the rest. We got swivel in the bicep, double jointed elbow so he can touch his face. He's got these things that also extend out. No crunch, but he does have some swivel, which is nice. Leg forward, leg back. He will almost split. The one side is not blocked at all because this thing kind of bends really nicely. However, he's got this big metal plate on this side and it is not as forgiving on this side. So he doesn't get the whole action over there. We got some feet rocker pivot though. Leg forward, leg up, double knee so he can almost kick his butt. And here he is again. Just show him off 360. You can see all the detail in his armor. Another gripe with him actually, since I was doing gripes with Batman, his shoulder cannon does not sit on here very well. His hair kind of gets in the way. So I am also not going to be putting his shoulder cannon on. It's a little bit bulky. But the rest of that detail in his armor, shoulder pads is all really awesome. So if it's one thing NECA has proven is that they can knock Predator out of the park every single time. This one, just because of some of the armor and some of the, attire that he is wearing, keeps from some articulation, but otherwise they are always just so awesome. So Superman comes with this blast effect that will basically bounce. It does like a bounce off effect, so that when you set him against an alien, it looks like it's hitting the alien's chest. It's a pretty sweet piece. It's got like this translucent red, kind of shimmers a little bit. It's hard to kind of show you on this, but it looks really cool. I like that. The original head sculpt, because I replaced the one as I showed you in the video already, and two different hands. I like the mold on those because you can see like the veins, all the wrinkles. They're pretty cool. Predator comes with two hands. I did switch out like I showed you in the beginning. This is the hand that it would extra hand that it would have came with. And then this is the hand that was on it, so I switched it out for one of these. But as you can see, mold on those is awesome too. A lot of detail in the skin. And little brass pieces on the knuckles. Pretty sweet. Then he also comes with his shoulder cannon, which is also pretty sweet. This thing, however, was loose, so it just bloop. And here's the head that it comes on, and I changed it out like I showed you already for the unmasked head, so you can see his mandible because it's really awesome. But again, a lot of great detail in there in the dreads. I like the way they painted. It's pretty sweet. You can see a lot of detail underneath the helmet there in the back. You can see the back of his scalp. And Batman's fist that comes on the figure. Closed fist. I changed it out like I showed in the beginning with an open fist so he can carry his bat. Also a visor for his helmet, which is like a very nice, just translucent black plastic. And also a little gun and his bat with a little bit of Predator blood. Let me see if I can get this to focus correctly. Come on, there we go. Kind of. So, pretty sweet. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. What'd you think of these figures? How many of you are super sad that I opened them up? How many of you are super happy that I opened them up? Let's chit chat about mint on card or opening them up. Sometimes I like to free my figures from their plastic prisons and get them out so they can breathe and enjoy life. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, click subscribe. I'll be uploading some more content. Click the little bell so it notifies you every time I do. And this has been Review the Right Thing. Peace.